Morning all, welcome back to Doctor vs. Dirt. Another beautiful morning here in South Carolina, and today I have a special treat. It's one of the best days of my life here. My buddy Steve, who, if you watch my tractor video, he was the one that I was gonna have pull me out with his skid steer, has graciously loaned me his baby, his skid steer. And that's awesome enough because I love skid steers, but it has on the front of it a nice big forestry mulcher that allows me to go blazing through the forest like a lawnmower. So I'm gonna take you over and show you the equipment, and then you can come out in the forest with me and have some fun. Alrighty, here we have a Taikuchi TL8 80 horsepower skid steer, tracked, which is very helpful going through the forest, although very bumpy. And the really fun part of this thing is, look at this beast on the front here. This is a large forestry mulcher. This is a rotary mulcher versus the drum mulchers. It's a pretty big beast. It will take down stuff up to 8 inches, which, so here in the, you can see the forests. So we're talking a little bit smaller than this tree right here, which is still a pretty decent sized tree. That would really be pushing it. I'm not going to tackle anything close to that. But this thing really does a number on the trees and brush. You see these big swinging blades right here. These swing out as this goes around and actually comes out up in front here, so you can actually walk into trees and start chopping them down. And then these teeth right here, you can see that they just grip and rip the wood. So this thing already has allowed me to clear more area in about an hour and a half than I was able to clear with my little hand brush cutter, which I love, but I could do more with this in an hour and a half than I could in like 3 days with that thing. Now, this won't get me up on the top of the mountain, won't get me back in really tight spots, but boy, I'm looking forward to using this thing and bringing you all along with me. So let's head out in the field and see what we can reduce to mulch. Alrighty, here we are in the cab. Let me throttle down just a little bit so you can hear me a little bit better. So this is a dual joystick control. So this is over in your left hand, forward, backward, left, and right controls. This controls the brush cutter. Over on this side is, bucket, up, down, angles your cutter. Pretty comfortable in here. For these kind of cutters, you absolutely need a cabbed tractor, but you still got to be careful. This is not one of the actual forestry designed skid steers that has the bulletproof glass. So, you catch a big enough chunk of wood, that'll come through that glass at you. So you really got to make sure that that thing is angled like that so stuff's not coming straight back at you. So it requires some caution so you don't get the old vampire stake in the heart thing. So we're gonna take a little cruise here through the forest, and we'll get over to the hill that I was starting to clear yesterday and then go from there. Okay, so we're gonna obliterate this tree. So I'm gonna raise this bad boy up, tilt it a little bit, and then we're gonna slowly move into it so you can see kind of what this does. Here we go. So I just destroyed the top of it. Trying to do this with one hand, this ain't easy. don't watch this video. This is your machine. I'm probably not doing this right. Okay, it looks like I'm on a stump, so I'm gonna back up. There we go. Okay, this is a special moment. That is what killed my tractor. I am now here with the forestry mulcher to seek my vengeance. Die. Die. Like it was never even there. I have avenged my tractor. Alrighty, here is a recap of some of the areas I've cleared. So this area all along there, kind of this big triangle here, looked like that. And I came through with that forestry mulcher. I just wanted a better mountain view out there, and that really cleared up a nice view of the mountains. So eventually I'm gonna forest this little clump here and get a really sweeping range view, but I'll take you down by the creek and show you some of the really crazy dense stuff I went through. Alrighty, here's a pretty large area that I cleared. This was originally trail, but it just had all of this wispy, just kind of ugly stuff. They had forested this area probably about 10 years ago, and it was just all this little scrappy stuff. I wanted to clear this out a little bit and give some of the smaller trees a little more light to grow. So I, saved stuff that was, well, like that tree right there, I saved it, and I'll have a little more light to grow back here. And I know it kind of looks like World War I right now back here, but it really is much more open. Here's this trail goes all the way around and connects two areas of the property. This was my big goal, just to make this big loop down by my creek, so now my tractor can make a full loop down here. And again, I'll be able to maintain this trail now that I've cut it with the big forestry mulcher, I can now just come through with the regular brush hog and keep this maintained. But I mean, look at this stuff. I mean, just a gnarled knot of plant life. And this is the nice open space that that forestry mulcher created. It was absolutely amazing and fun too. So all in all, another great adventure out here on the farm, and I hope you had a good time watching me learn how to use a skid steer. I didn't lose any limbs, eyes, any other body parts. So I think it was a success, and I really appreciate my buddy Steve letting me use his skid steer and trusting me not to explode the thing. Oh, one last thing. So I'm down here about, I don't know, maybe somewhere around 20 feet from where my tractor got killed, and his skid steer goes into DPF mode where it has to burn off all the soot and starts yelling at me. So I'm like, are you kidding me? Is this thing gonna die down here and go into creep mode, and then I'm stuck, and then we got to bring the tractor down here to pull out the skid steer, which is not going to be anywhere near as easy as a skid steer pulling out a tractor. In fact, I don't even know if it would be possible. So luckily that was averted. I got it back up to the barn, and it's up there burning off right now. So yep, always something in the backwoods. When I'm all the way as far as I can get from the barn, it's like something's gonna die, and then I'm gonna have to drag it half a mile back up to the barn. But it lived, so I'm happy, and Steve is still my friend. So I hope you enjoyed this episode, and join us again on Doctor versus Dirt.